Some good news and some bad news about the pain you've been feeling at the pump. And while many people don't dare to look at their 401ks after last week's economic turmoil, there are others who made some very good buys in the up and down market on Wall Street. So what lies ahead here? Financial expert Gene Marks of the Marks Group and columnist for the New York Times and Forbes magazine is here with a look ahead this week. Hey, Gene.
Hey, Joyce, how are you?
I'm doing well,
Good.
thank you. Okay, so is it looking up, looking down, or who knows which way she'll go now?
I know, I tell you. Well, it'll be very, very interesting this coming week. So for all of us that are kind of tracking the stock market and figuring out what's going on, a couple of indicators to keep your mind on, okay? Number one, on Monday, there's going to be an announcement of long-term Treasury purchases that was recently made over the past couple of weeks. Should give us an idea if the U.S. is still selling those Treasury bonds and there's demand for it. If there's not that much demand for it, that could send the stock market down. In addition to that, during the week, housing starts are going to be announced as well as existing home sales. So that usually kind of indicates whether or not the economy is growing or not. And in Philly and in New York, the regional Fed surveys come out, kind of tells us if there's any kind of growth manufacturing-wise and business growth in the areas. Both New York and Philly are expected, believe it or not, to show a little bit of growth. So hopefully that might be a good thing for the stock market. And one final thing, at the end of the week, Joyce, the Conference Board will have their leading economic indicators, kind of shows us where some of the major economic indicators are going in the future. So if they're kind of pointing up a little bit and people are thinking they might be pointing up even slightly, hopefully that will have also a good reaction on Wall Street.
And as we started to say there's a little bit of good news. Gas prices down about 9 cents over the last week, but we're still paying $1 more than this time last year, right? Yeah,
we really are. And I tell you, with gas prices, it's it has such a big impact on the economy, Joyce, not only just on consumers, but small businesses as well. So, it's funny, when gas prices go up, a lot of people think it's really bad news, but that usually indicates a growing economy. So it's kind of like a double-edged sword. When gas prices are falling, we're all happy because it's cheaper gas, but it kind of indicates there's less demand around the world for, those fossil fuels.
I don't know, Gene, up hurts a lot. There was a lot of panic selling out there in favor of bonds and more safer funds. Is there any bright spot out there, anything good that might calm the panic that people are feeling about this economy?
Absolutely not. No, I'm just kidding. Of course there is. Yeah, and I plan on writing about this week as well, Joyce. There really are some positive indications that we want to kind of keep our chins up over the next few weeks. Number one is interest rates are still really low, and the Fed said they're going to keep them low over the next couple of years. So if you're looking to buy a house, it's a really good time to lock in on a mortgage. In addition to that, inflation is also really low as well. So that's also good too. I mean, we're in a growth period in the economy, but it's very, very slow. However, it's not a recession. Most people are still predicting moderate growth over this year, so it's not as bad as it sounds. We're just kind of hoping people in Washington get the budget deficit together, and hopefully the stock market will right itself because of that.
You can say that again, Gene Marks. Thanks so much for coming in. Good to see you tonight.
Thanks a lot, Joyce. Take care.
Well, looking at some of your national headlines now, a woman in Florida allegedly beat her son all because he logged onto Facebook. 62-year-old Althea